So the first audience question is this. Every day in Ames schools, kids eat food prepared by a for-profit corporation. They are served this food on disposable plates with disposable utensils, and in the process are taught that this is a healthy way to live and treat our planet. What would it take to introduce local foods and prepare on-site meals to Ames schools? And the first response is from Lucas.
This is a great question, and we are mandated based on federal law what we provide to our kids. And unfortunately, those choices are getting much smaller. And my kids we have great food at home, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, but we pride ourselves on teaching our kids how to eat. Unfortunately, we can't provide that same level of nutrition that I want to provide my kids at home in the school setting. It's very expensive. Again, we're trying to prioritize what we're looking at, but for instance, you can't have ketchup, so there's too much sugar. So we're very limited based upon federal law on what we can and can't serve. So looking for ways of educating. I know we've shown kids the portion sizes and where to look for when looking at the serving tray is important, but making sure that kids are fed is vitally important to keep them educated in schools.
I think what Luke said, the federal requirements really do guide a lot of the things that we do, and likewise, the meals that I'm able to serve at my home to my children may be different because what I'm able to spend is not the same as what the school district is able to spend. And there are difficult constraints for us as a school district because there is so much we want to provide these children when they walk into the door, as been evidenced by all of these different questions tonight. And so I think that, yes, I'd love to be able to have local food being served to our children, but I think that we have to do the best we can within the federal requirements that we're given, and then figure out ways that we can balance that in supporting whether it's lessons and so forth through our classroom teachers, which my kids have had those different lessons through, whether integrating it through science or whatnot. So.
I think we really can. Even though we have federal requirements, we can do things within those federal requirements. They're not tying our hands behind our back. There are some choices that we can make for local food. And I was surprised that some of the schools do have such a large amount of disposable plates and stuff. I mean, I remember my tray in school, and you put it in, they wash it, and they use it the next day. That saves the environment. Yes, what are we teaching our kids by throwing their lunch dish away every day? There are some things that, and as a former teacher, one of the things I'd like to suggest is have that be an initiative for our students. Have them help us out about choosing what they would like to see served, how they can investigate how that food come from our local farms to that plate in a cost-effective way. Those are the types of things we ought to be investigating. Yeah, we have some restraints, and it can't cost more money, but that's the problem-solving task that we should take as a challenge as a board and also involve our students in solving.
So it's really kind of a two-part question. And the first part, like Luke said, there's federal mandates that basically dictate to the schools what they can and cannot do, what they can and cannot provide, how much they can or cannot provide. And I would say they're extremely restrictive. A lot of it comes back to why aren't we using the local product? Well, the reason we're not is because a lot of the local product isn't going through the safety and security measures that are necessary per the federal mandates. And as a result of that, because it isn't being screened as heavily as some of the other product, the school districts are very limited as to what they can and can't pull from the local market. With regards to the education of food and what's better, the Ames School District actually has a committee in place for nutrition purposes. That committee involves students, it involves parents, it involves staff, it involves administrators, and it even involves board. As I sat on that committee last spring, And I can tell you that the whole purpose of that committee is about being able to advocate the reason why we're serving what we're serving and what the proper choices should be for those kids. And also to get the feedback from those kids to find out what they like and what they don't like so that we can make sure that we're continually trying to provide them with meals that they do want to have rather than wasting our precious resources on the things that they just won't partake of.
Thank you for the question. And yes, it'd be great to meet all those needs, and can we do it? I'm not sure if we can. For youth I've done, I went to Japan, our sister city exchange this summer with my wife, and they figured it out. That's what they do. They've got a huge building that they make their own food. They have their own silverware. They have everything. It's nutritious. We sat and we ate there, and it was good. So maybe model what they do. I don't know. Do we have the capital to build something and go along with what they do? It might work. They figured it out. It's nutritious. It was good. They have nothing. Even their milk cartons with the screw top, you drink it, you put it in, they sterilize it. So it was very down even to what they drank was recyclable. So maybe you can mirror something off of Koshu City. If somebody in the city goes over there again,